On May 21st, the House Energy and Commerce Committee held a hearing about the importance of critical minerals. Congressman Palmer kicked off the hearing with his opening remarks.
Critical minerals are used in items we use every day, like smartphones, computer hard drives, televisions, batteries, and light bulbs. They're also used in elements of our electrical grid and have defense applications.
Experts from the industry were invited to testify under oath about the need to increase production in the U.S. instead of relying on foreign sources.
We have put ourselves in an untenable position where we put ourselves entirely dependent on China. In 2001, China produced less than 30% of the refined rare earth elements. It only took them 10 years to command more than 80% of the rare earth processing, taking over aspects of Indonesia and Africa that we will never get back.
Today, China possesses 65% of global lithium refining, over 70% of battery-grade nickel and cobalt, and more than 90% of graphite and rare earths processing. Their grip extends through global facilities run by state-owned entities and proxies, forcing American firms not to compete with the market, but with a foreign government.
Our economic and national security and the ability to innovate are absolutely reliant on access to minerals, both the ability to get them out of the ground and to process them into final products.
Congressman Weber questioned whether the U.S. has the natural resources to produce rare earth minerals.
If we could get the permitting quick, if we had to go to this quick, is that a feasible scenario? I'm not talking about having stuff stored on the shelf. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Sweeney, I see you chomping at the bit.
I am chomping at the bit. We have vast mineral resources here. A lot of people do not understand how much we actually have. About 6.2 trillion that are known. The U.S. Geological Survey says that more is going to be found than we've already discovered to date, and they have identified 800 sites for potential critical mineral resources in the U.S.
One of the biggest areas of focus is AI and the need for rare earth minerals inside data centers. Congressman Guthrie.
How are critical minerals, and particularly rare earth elements, for the reliability for energy and also to being competitive with China for AI, which is part energy as well? You want to talk about that?
Thank you for the question, Chairman. Rare earths are a really good example here of the importance across energy infrastructure, ensuring American energy dominance, and then also supporting new growing technologies like the AI revolution. They get a lot of attention, rare earth elements, for their application in permanent magnets, specifically used to propel wind turbines, also to use in electric motors for EVs, but their utilization across society is really outsized. When we're putting in place these new AI data centers, they have to remain cool. It is the rare earth magnets that actually keep the fans going in these data centers, so critically important there as well. Another good example, besides rare earths, is copper and aluminum. For their conductivity, they're used not only in transmission infrastructure, but also in these data centers to make sure they can have that high level of computation.
Another focus is the production of electric cars and the batteries that power them. Congressman Ocasio-Cortez urged a need for recycling to increase capacity.
Why is developing domestic battery recycling important for our economic security as well as domestic supply chains?
It reduces our need for every critical material in the battery that we're talking about today. So our calculations when I was with the Department of Energy showed that by the early 30s, mid 2030s, that we could be actually recovering enough battery materials from recycled batteries to provide 30 to 40% of just about each of those critical minerals that we...
30 to 40%?
Right. And 30 to 40%, and then decades later, maybe 90 to 95%.
The path forward requires a balanced approach, investing in domestic production, but also ensuring environmental responsibility. Congress asked the panel what it can do to help.
What's the biggest impediment that Congress can help you solve to get rare earth and critical mineral and processing in our nation? Stateside, start with Ms. Hunter and go down.
Permitting reform and helping with the cost disadvantages for U.S. processors.
Ms. Hunter, Ms. Sweeney, I'm sorry.
Ditto.
Mr. Herrgott, you want to?
Capital being put at risk. There's a 30% premium in the United States spent on unnecessary permitting costs. The IRA, all it did was offset half of that. So if we sped up mining projects, we would see close to $1 trillion of foreign direct investment pour into the United States, and you wouldn't need Keynesian-style federal money. Now, I'm not going to tell my members that are going to slap me that they don't like the free money. But at the end of the day, we need to change the way we think about it.
Keep watching Congress Clips for the latest updates, and don't forget to like and subscribe.